In terms of levels, this is long overdue as we're close to level 60 sailing now, but this second Barracuda trial was unlocked at 55 sailing, I believe. Well, we're finally getting around to it. Honestly, I was procrastinating this one quite a bit as I've seen other people do it and it did not seem very appealing to me. But what people have told me is that they had the same thought, but once they tried it, it was pretty fun. So here I am making my way over to the start point, and then yeah, we'll check it out. Perhaps I should repair my boat though. What the heck just happened? All right, we are here. I repaired my boat. Let's talk to one of these guys here. I don't know who I need to talk to. I guess both of them. And we'll get started on the you know, maybe I should be reading that, but let's just see what happens, right? It should be the same concept. Collect the crates. There's another boat we need to collect from, and it's like a round trip. Here we go. I'd like to attempt the jubbly jive. Start trial. You should make sure your helm is manned before starting the trial. Well, I mean, obviously, okay. My helm does... No way. I sailed all the way over here just for them to tell me my helm isn't strong enough and I need to upgrade it. Well, be right back. Okay, we are back. I upgraded my helm from... I'm actually not sure what it was before, but now it's a mithril helm, so surely we're allowed to start now. I'd like to attempt a jubbly jive, and yeah, we'll just start off with swordfish. Let's see what happens. Oh. This seems like a lot of crates. And I'm not sure about the pathing on this. It doesn't seem as apparent. I don't know. It's okay, we're just learning the route right now. There we go. It took a fair few attempts, but we got it done. The shark rank for jubbly jives. If you didn't know, for every Barracuda trial rank you do, the first completion, you're going to get a whole bunch of bonus EXP on top of the regular EXP you get for completing. So you can see here we received an additional 7,500 EXP. Now if we look at the Marlin rank one here, the first time completion is going to be 10,000 EXP, and just completing them constantly is going to be 6,200 XP per run. But I've been told that the Marlin rank for this one is pretty difficult, and I don't feel like really going for that right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to farm up the Shark tier one a few times until I hit 62 sailing. And that's just 10,000 EXP away at this point in time. Just a couple of runs later, here we go, 62 sailing. We can now dock at Relica. Now this is what we're after. Apparently Relica is a pretty good dock or pretty good port to do some courier tasks. So I'm going to try that out now for the next couple of levels. Back at Pandemonium, we're just working on some more upgrades, I suppose. On the big boat this time around, we're going to replace this basic cargo hold into the Camp 4 one. It's not too expensive, so might as well. Should have a lot more space in the storage now. And then I also did something else. I can't remember. Oh, I upgraded the sails. They're mahogany sails now. So, yeah, I think we should be good to do some port tasks now. I'm going to have to go all the way to Relica, though. Okay, I finally have everything set up. I just set sail from the Relica dock, and we're heading on over to the Sunset Coast right now, which is the southern part of Varlamore, I suppose. So it's quite a ways away. I imagine we're going to get a lot of EXP. We'll see how much we get. Okay, so I made it all the way to Sunset Coast and Alderaan, actually. I forgot to take a look at the EXP rates, but I was too focused on trying to pick up 4 different tasks, and let me explain real quick. So here at Alderaan, we have a quick task just across the water to Sunset Coast, but then we also have another task that's going to go all the way up to Port Piscarilius in Zaya here. I actually TP'd over here, checked the board. So we're going to have to go up here as a pit stop to pick up cargo here, but then all of this routes back to Relica. You can see we have 3 shipments all the way back to Relica. So this should be a lot of EXP for just one big journey. While we are sailing up towards Port Piscalarius, or however you pronounce it, probably just butchered that, and then ultimately Relica, another pit stop we can do is actually Port Roberts. Now, Port Roberts is actually an available teleport on my Sailor's Amulet here, but before I can do that, I need to unlock the teleport. And one moment, I gotta figure out where to unlock the teleport on this little civilization here, I guess. Okay, I believe this is it. Sailor's Marker. Do I just inspect it? Yes, I do. After inspecting the marker, you get the feeling that you could get back here with your Sailor's Amulet. Perfect. So, whether I'm at Relica or I'm at all the way at Sunset Coast or Alderaan, I'm going to be checking Port Roberts here to see if there's any good tasks on the notice board. In fact, I'm going to do that right now. Ideally, one on the way to Relica, perhaps. Oh yeah, right here. Perfect. We can go ahead and claim that. Port Roberts to Relica. Okay, picking up cargo from Port Piscalarius, Port Pisc at Zaya. Let's go ahead and track the EXP right now. So our total sailing EXP is 342.4k. And then we are doing 4 different deliveries all the way to Relica. So when we get to Relica, we'll see what total EXP we're at then. Okay, on my path to Relica, just found a random castaway that we're going to be rescuing, I guess. Okay. Maybe we should talk to them, actually. We'll drop her off by a port when we get the chance. Okay, well, it's going to be Relica Port, because I ain't making a stop in between. Oh no, I was not paying attention. We might get murdered here. Jobless Jim? Jobless Jim? Repair the boat? I should probably have some on hand, too. I put all of them in the cargo hold. Oh, I should have charted that, too. Actually, I might have died if I tried to chart that. Okay, I was in a rush to set this boat up. I don't think my armor on the boat or the health is very good, actually, so yeah, we're gonna have to pay a little bit more attention here. We are just moments from arriving on the Relica port here. 342.9k sailing EXP. Let's go ahead and dump all the cargo. Got the crewmates helping me as well. Not close enough. Okay. What do you mean not close enough? We're right there. Okay, there we go. Surely. Alright. Well, we got 620 from the castaway. And what's it looking like? That is 15.1k EXP. Holy. That's pretty good. I've ironed out the strategy that I'm trying to do here, and I've actually swapped boats for a reason as well. I've downgraded from the biggest boat to the mid-sized boat just because it's cheaper to go to the NPC here, the shipwright, and recover my boat. You can see here, Rising Blood, that's my biggest boat. That's the sloop, I think, and it's going to cost me 58k to recover. Whereas the Dragon Claw, which is my mid-sized boat, only cost me 4.3k. Now, currently it is located at Relica. I just did a drop-off for, you can see here in my chat box, the amount of coins I'm getting is actually equivalent to the amount of EXP I'm getting. So I did 4 port tasks, 3.7k, 2k, 7.5k, and 4k. So that was roughly another, I don't know, like 15k probably or so, maybe even more than that. But the goal here is to bring my ship or my boat over to Alderaan here. And then I already went to various other ports. I went to the Alderaan port here. I went to the Relica port. And I even went to the Port Roberts port. And I have 4 tasks ready to go. I'm going to sail from Alderaan all the way back to Relica, rinse and repeat. Now along the way, I'm also going to make pit stops at Port Roberts because I have some cargo to pick up over there as well. And actually, I think, if I'm not mistaken, we also have some cargo to pick up just across the water here at Sunset Coast. This is a pretty weird spot because this port right here that we just departed from is the Alderaan port, but then right across, like literally, you can see one port to another. This is Sunset Coast, and Sunset Coast doesn't have a notice board, so I think sometimes you get Sunset Coast tasks from Alderaan. We just hit level 66 sailing, which means we can upgrade from the mithril keel to the adamant keel. This is gonna give us a little bit more boat health and armor, and most importantly, it's gonna allow us to traverse crystal flecked waters. So I'm gonna go ahead and build that. And what crystal flecked waters is, well, recently one of our levels, it might have been 66 as well, or maybe 65, I'm not sure, but we just unlocked Port Tyrus, which is right here. This is where Zulrah is. And you can see this light blue shade of water. I believe that's going to be the crystal flecked waters. So in order for us to use that port, we're definitely going to have to upgrade to the adamant keel. Back at Alderaan, I'm going to reclaim or recover my boat again. And like I said before, it does cost me 4.3k GP, but I'm actually making GP because this long trek with all these cargo, all these tasks, port tasks to do, we are making a little bit of GP. I mean, all in all, it's like not really that much of a difference though, you know, at this point in time, you know, with 30 mil in our inventory, like what's 10k, 20k gonna make, you know, but I guess it does add up. Off a delivery to Port Tyrus here, we just hit level 67, and what that means is, oh, actually there's no ship right here. Well, scratch that. What I was gonna say, and what I was gonna do, was to make the Cam 4 hull, which requires 10 hull parts, 300 addy nails, 20 swamp tar, and 5 lead bars. I have everything I need in my inventory. And while there is a... oh, that's the salvaging station. Okay. We need to go to a port with a shipwright. Maybe Port Roberts has one. That's where I'm heading to next. I am in the middle of a delivery here all the way to Port Relica, but obviously I'm going to be making little pit stops along the way. But yeah, we'll just check back in when we're at a port where there's a shipwright. Alright, I made it to a shipwright. Let's upgrade the hull. We can now have a Cam 4 hull, and that's actually going to speed up our boat a little bit on top of just being a little bit tankier with the hit points as well. So nice little upgrade there. And then it's going to be a while until we hit the next tier of things. It's going to be the Ironwood hull that's next. Yeah, that's correct. Ironwood hull, and that's going to require some new bars and ironwood. That's from a new tree we don't have to unlock yet, so we'll worry about that when we get there. I took a bit of a break from the port task and did some salvaging and managed to get 68 sailing. 68 sailing is time for another upgrade to our boat. This time around we're upgrading the sails with the Cam 4 logs. 68 sailing and 60 construction requirement. We're going to go ahead and build that, and that's going to give us a little bit better storm resistance as well as better acceleration. A few minutes ago, we just hit level 70 sailing off of doing some more port tasks. Now I'm doing something that I kind of procrastinated, and I'm going to recruit a few more crewmates. Now, I believe on the small boat that we've been using, you can only have up to 2 crewmates, but on the big boat, I think you can have up to 5. There's Cabin Boy Jenkins, just who we wanted to recruit. Oh, I can't understand him, so I'm gonna have to go grab my Ghost Speak amulet, or at least the Mauritania legs. I think those work too. But anyways, level 70 sailing enables us to have 3 crewmates on our ship. That's going to be pretty useful, I think, for whenever we're salvaging. Perhaps trawling. I still don't really know anything about trawling, so we'll have to look into that. Okay, we're back on Crandor. I have my Mauritania legs, which, if I'm not mistaken, they can also serve as a ghost speak amulet, right? Like, or it has that property where I can speak to ghosts. Hopefully I'm right. Otherwise, I TP'd out, brought the legs, and ran back here for no reason. So surely it works. Oh, I thought he was gone for a second. Okay, yeah, now we can understand them. Maybe you could join my crew. Now, the thing is, we could have recruited Cabin Boy Jenkins a whole 10 levels ago at level 60, but I just didn't really see a reason to. Now, there is good reason as to why you want to recruit different crewmates. They have specializations. So, for example, Cabin Boy Jenkins is going to be really good with carrying crates, salvaging, and things of that nature. He has a level 4 deck handiness. The other two categories are privateering, which I think has to do with the cannon, and then helmsmanship, which is, well, you know, managing the helm. Okay, there's actually 2 more NPCs that we can go recruit. Oarswoman Olga, located at Bergdarat. So conveniently, we can just TP right there, although I don't know where exactly she is. Let me figure that out. Oh, you know what? It would make a lot of sense if she was over here. She's not over here. Is there like another port? What about over here? Oh, yep, there she is. Okay, here in Port Khazar, there he is, Jittery Jim. Now, he's also going to be someone that specializes with the cannon. I haven't really done too much PvP yet, or PvM, I should say. Like bounties and whatnot. I haven't really gotten into that, but I will have to eventually. We've been working on some salvaging here, but I did move on over to the pirate shipwrecks, which I could have moved on to a long time ago. If we take a look at the skilling tab here, shipwreck salvaging, we could start it at 64. I'm actually 71 already now, but I did say I was working on the large ones because they gave seeds. And what you can see in my inventory, we have 20 hemp and 3 cotton. That should last us for a while, although I do wish I had more cotton, but it is what it is. I made my way over here for slightly better EXP. The drops here are a little bit different. We do get a lot of rum. I'll be drinking that. A lot of, I mean, actually every place drops gold jewelry, but these ones are actually slightly better. Honestly, it's probably not a bad idea to bring high alks whenever you're salvaging. I'm just too lazy though. Anyways, when you're on the big boat and you have multiple crew members, it is so nice because if you ever need to go fully AFK, like just step away from your computer and everything, or you just want to just not pay any attention for an extensive period of time, you can quite literally just stand on your boat, have 2 crewmates on the hooks. And then when you come back, go ahead and check your cargo hold, and oh look, we have 17 plundered salvage to sort through. Obviously, it is quicker if you go on one of the hooks yourself and just have one other NPC on the other one, but, you know, it's just, you have options, which is very nice. Well, I am gonna sort through this, see if we can get anything, but I think I'm gonna go back to port tasks and try to push towards 72 sailing, as 72 is the level that will unlock the 3rd Barracuda trial, which is what all the high score chasers are doing right now. The 3rd trial, called the Gwyneth Glide, I believe. It is currently the best known EXP per hour. Actually, before I get back into the port task, let me do some farming. Plant our hemp and cotton seeds. There's going to be 5 different patches. I don't know if I'm going to go to all 5. I'm not exactly in a hurry. Plus, I do have a decent supply of cotton and hemp for what I currently need for the ships right now. So this is just future-proofing. I am probably going to need more, you know? Seems like it's a running theme with this skill right now, but before I get back to what I initially said I was going to do, one more thing we got to do, and we're on Angler Island right now. I have a key that I picked up from the Onyx Crest, which is just another island to the west of here. I guess, like southwest, actually. Or, actually, let's take a look at the map real quick. Here's Angler's Island, just south of Courier Cove, and Onyx Crest. This is Onyx Crest, I think. Yes. Yeah, southeast, actually. I got the compass backwards. But yeah, there is a chest located here, a lockbox. And this is going to give us the Gale Catcher schematic, I think. Yep, there it is. It's a collection log as well. So with the schematic now, we read it. And we can now build a Gale Catcher on our boat, which is actually going to be very nice. I believe it stores wind. I could be mistaken. I think that's what this thing is supposed to do, and it can be very useful so that you can go fast when you need to on your boat. We are heading into the Prif port right now, and if I'm not mistaken, once I drop off these crates, 7 crates, we should be hitting 72 sailing. Now 72 sailing feels like a long time coming. Crazy to say because honestly, I've lost track of how many days in we are into the sailing release, but Anyways, yep, that gets us to 72. And you can see here, you can now dock your boat at Sunbleak Island, which actually is pretty relevant in itself because I think that is the island where ironwood trees are available. That's going to be the next tier of hull, the ironwood hulls. So that's pretty important for us as Ironman. But more importantly, take on the Gwyneth Glide Barracuda trial in Port Gwyneth. That's how people are gaining insane EXP rates right now relative to what we've been doing in the earlier levels. So yeah, we're going to upgrade to the adamant helm as well. That's also a requirement. And yeah, we'll be ready to speed up the leveling now. Here we are back at this interface here for boat customization. We're going to head on over to the helm session, or section rather, and we're going to upgrade from the, actually, what is the one we've been using all this time? Mithril. We're going to upgrade from Mithril to adamant. And oh, it's 3 planks and 6 bars. I got 2 and 4. Oops, okay, be right back. By the way, there are a few locations that are much better to work on your ship than other locations. Corsair Cove is one of the better locations, I think, because the bank is right here, so you can grab all the supplies you need, and then you can go customize your boat with the shipwright just a few tiles away. I think Catherby might be pretty good as well. I could be mistaken, but I do know Corsair Cove is pretty good. And ironically enough, the Pandemonium is a terrible place to upgrade your boat because the one bank chest is on the other side of the island. But anyways, here's the adamant helm. All right, let's go try out the trial. So here in the Periph region, I've been working on the Gwyneth Glide Barracuda trials. Now, this was some information I skipped over, but I had to go back to the dock here after several attempts because the swordfish rank to this Barracuda trial is a 2-minute time trial, right? Well, I kept getting 208s at best, and I was consistently getting like 210s, and I was like, what am I doing wrong? And then, through discussion with the clanmates and whatever, I realized I didn't have the wind catcher, which is honestly very crucial. Now with the wind catcher, I imagine I'm going to smash this swordfish trial. Okay, once I got the wind catcher and activated it on my boat, we managed to get the time trial first try. And we hit level 73. At level 73, we can now build what's called a crystal extractor. It's going to give us bonus EXP each time we complete a lap, as well as giving us crystal shards. But I'm going to need to go pick up a few things in order to make this crystal extractor. For one thing, there's a new bar, the copper nickel bar, and we also need to get a magic stone and a few other things. Then we're going to head back to the port and build it right next to the helm. I do believe just on the other side of the helm, right here where I'm standing, this is still a slot where I can build, and that's where the crystal extractor is going to be. So I went ahead and mined some nickel, I made some bars, but we need to go back to the Barracuda trial and complete the shark rank first, as there's an item as a reward there that's pretty crucial in building the crystal extractor. Honestly, I should have paid attention to that and did that first before I left, but now I'm having to go sail back to the shark rank, TP out, and then make the crystal extractor. You know, this is why you should read, but that's not me, evidently. So I'm actually soft locked out of the content. Oh, wait. Oh. Okay, we're moving. Okay, I might as well just finish the run, even though it's very much dead. But for the EXP, it's like 7k for finishing, even if I don't meet time. Alright, we managed to accomplish the shark tier, and we got ourselves the Heart of Ithel, or however you pronounce that. We are definitely not going to destroy that, although I imagine we probably could get it back, but I don't want to find out. Alright, that is what we need for the crystal extractor. Let's go ahead and make that now. In classic fashion, I forgot to do something. I already made the bars we need, but I need to go to the specific island that I can't remember the name of to get Ironwood. So let's go do that. We are currently heading over to Sunbleak Island, which is where the Ironwoods are located. While we're doing this, since we're heading there anyways, we're going to head to Sunbleak Island to grab a note from a chest, What we're going to do is grab the note, and it's going to reveal a dragon schematic. Well, first we got to find a key after that, but you have to do it in this order. I'm noticing a trend here whenever you're finding loot and schematics. You have to go to the chest first, then you have to go to a different location to get a key, and then come back to the original chest in order to unlock the chest and get the schematic. The schematic we're going after right now is the Dragon Helm one. It's a bit of a ways away for us, but you know, it's good to get the schematic out the way so we don't have to worry about that later. Let me just make sure we're heading the right way. Okay, we gotta head south a little bit here. But yeah, knocking out 2 birds with 1 stone here. We're on the island for Ironwoods, but we're also gonna pick up the schematic. Here's the lockbox in question. Lockbox is firmly sealed shut, but there's an engraving with directions on the side of it. So let's go ahead and read it. And it's going to tell us to go to Laguna Aurore, or however you pronounce that. So let's go ahead and do that, and then we'll come back for the Ironwoods. We had to sail west to this place. It's actually a pretty big island if we look at the map here. I believe we're going to find the key just at the center between all those buildings over there. We just got to get to the docking point here. There we go. Oh no. I sailed all the way over here, found the spot, and I don't have a spade to dig. No, I forgot my spade. Well, you know, I think what I'm going to do is... Oh, you can actually spirit tree here. Wait, what? Wait, let me head over there right now. Maybe we have to plant one, but it doesn't... I'm going to check that out. Oh, there's an existing spirit tree here. Okay, perfect. I'm going to go to the farming guild, get my spade, and come back. Wow. That is very fortunate. Also, if I had known there was a spirit tree there, I wouldn't have had to sail there. Wow, okay. Although maybe it's one of those things where I had to get there first to unlock it. I don't know. Kind of just coping right now. Anyways, the spot to dig. Okay, it's not there. Here maybe? There we go, we got the key. Fantastic. Now let's head back east. We finally made it back to Sunbleak Island. Let's go check out the lockbox now. Should give us the schematic. There we go. It's a collection log as well. Dragon Helm schematic. Fantastic. Now it's going to be a hot minute before we're able to make one of those, but it's good to have it for now. Now let's actually start what we were originally here for, and that's to chop these ironwood trees. Alright, after what seems like a 6-hour detour. It didn't actually take 6 hours, but it was a very, very long detour. I had to gather everything. I had to chop the ironwoods, convert them into planks. I had to make these bars, which require copper and nickel, in which nickel actually takes a while to mine. At least that's what it felt like. I had to go to a stone cutter to get these magic stones, which, by the way, are very expensive. And then I had to get the shark tear at the Gwyneth Glide in order to get this heart. Alright. All that so that we can build a crystal extractor. And it needs to be right next to the helm, so this should be the spot. Here we go. And I forgot my saw and hammer. Alright. Saw and hammer in my inventory. Here we go. Scroll down. Crystal extractor. And there it is. Honestly, I'm probably going to have to build one on the big boat as well, but that's a future me problem. Now that we finally have the crystal extractor onto the boat, it's time to learn the Marlin rank route for this Gwyneth Glide Barracuda trial. This is the best known EXP in the game at the moment. I've been doing a ton of Gwyneth Glide. Unfortunately, no luck on the Marlin rank yet. It is a bit difficult, but I have come close several times. I think my current PB is 611, and the time to beat is 609. Nevertheless, I'm just going to take a bit of a break, and I'm going to do some salvaging. But before I do that, I'm going to upgrade my adamant salvaging hooks into the rune variant. So let's replace it. Let's scroll down in this menu here, and the rune ones are available at level 74 sailing. And it says I need a hammer and saw. I got the saw on me, but I don't have a hammer. Classic. I need so many different items that I can only do one hook at a time. I do have my hammer with me this time around, though. So here's the first hook. There we go. And then I'll go ahead and set up the second one. And then we've been doing pirate shipwrecks recently, but we're going to move on to Mercenary shipwrecks. Now, I don't exactly know the location for those yet, so I'm going to have to figure that out. But let me get the other salvage hook on, and then let me find the location for those shipwrecks.